Hold on. All right,
Oh,
we
when it
should be
says
live.
broadcast as well.
Yep, we
All
should be
right.
live.
Yeah. So no countdown this week. As you see, I'm on the road. I'm actually at the airport now, but nothing is going to stop the show. So this is our second live show. We have a lot of great content for you guys, a lot of topics to talk about. But like we've said, first and foremost, if you have something you want us to talk about, please put it in the comment section. If you have something to say, please put in the comment section and we're going to talk about it. You guys drive the show. But most importantly, if you're online now, let us know. Let us know that you're on. Go ahead and drop where you're tuned in from, your favorite college football team. And yeah, let us know that you're online. Like I said, you guys drive this show. These live shows are going to be really the future of this show. As we get into the college football season, we are less than a week away from week zero games. And we're going to talk about those week zero games. And then that's when we get to two live shows per week, one on Friday and one on Sunday. So again, previewing Saturday's games and then recapping Saturday's games. So with that, what's up, Steven?
What's up, Dad? I know you're out right now, obviously out and about, like you said.
Yeah.
I think this is what the third show that we've done that you or actually be second because we didn't post one of them because it was a repeat.
Oh yeah.
But this is the second show where you're not at the house, obviously. So this is new for other people who are just now kind of discovering the channel. But we do post every single day college football content every day. We've been growing tremendously. It's been super fun. Um, Jesse in the chat, appreciate you, Jesse. So again, those of you guys who are rocking with us, if you're new to the channel, let us know where you guys are watching us from, what teams you
Yeah,
guys root
yeah,
for,
yeah.
whether it's sport teams, pro sports teams, I apologize, or college teams. Regardless, obviously, me and my dad watch pretty much every sport. We're just been focusing on college football a little bit more lately. Fatal Jedi, he is our winner of our 250 subscriber Charlie Ward jersey. So
Oh
thank you
yeah,
for
yeah,
coming back
yeah.
to us, man. We
What
appreciate you
up,
for
bud?
rocking with
What up?
us.
Yeah. Hey, we getting close. Just public service announcements. We are getting very close to 1,000. Hopefully soon. And we were just discussing, yeah, another signed Heisman jersey. As we get to 1,000, so same kind of concept. So please continue to get the word out. Also, we keep talking about this pick'em. That's gonna be fun. Literally, you just go in, you make your picks for the week. If you win the year, jersey of your choice to the winner for that. So yeah, please lock in, tap in with us, press like, press subscribe, press notifications if you haven't already. I think everybody so far has. But yeah, please lock in with us. This is a great time, and a lot of you guys have been here since the ground floor. But I think this is really getting ready to take off.
And those of you guys who have not joined the Pick'em yet, the link to that is in a few of our videos the last 2 weeks or so. When this live goes public after the fact, I'll add it to the description. I can't add it right this second. But it's through ESPN. Again, another one of those things to earn a jersey from us or win a jersey, kind of have bragging rights, stuff like that. But to get into a little bit of the topics of today, to start off, we're going to talk about conference realignment. So, I mean, news just came out that the SEC doesn't really want Florida State or Clemson, and the Big Ten as well. They don't want Florida State or
Yeah.
Clemson, which is kind of big. So it kind of leaves the ACC in a good situation, I would say. Even though Florida State and Clemson have had talks to try to leave, but if there's nowhere to leave to, I mean, I think ACC
Well,
is in a good spot.
the crazy thing is Florida State, more than Clemson, has kind of come out publicly against the ACC. So I don't know if they've backed themselves into a corner a little bit, but they've kind of made some statements that seem to hint at they really would like to leave the ACC. Now, obviously, with the SEC and Big Ten, I don't want to say turning them down, but kind of saying they don't want. I don't know if this is all negotiating tools or tactics, but Florida State may have painted themselves into a corner a little bit in terms of, especially with the leadership in the ACC.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting for sure. Um, Obviously, as a Clemson fan, I've voiced my concern about leaving and going to a stronger conference in the Big Ten or SEC. I think it's stupid. If you want to make a run in the playoffs, I would personally, as a Clemson fan, want to stay in the ACC. It's an easier path to get there. You can call me what you
Yeah,
want, but I just think it's a smarter tactic than going to go play, 7, 8 playoff contenders a year when you can drop half, if not 75% of those games, and you don't even have a chance to win the national championship. So in my opinion, if it was my choice, I'd want Clemson to stay in the ACC. But also just to stay on this topic, they also came out and announced, because we had talked about this a little bit in the last live stream about the 12-team playoff and how it would work with like conference champions and stuff like that. They did come out and say that with conference realignment being a thing, they are going to try to rework and re-examine the 12-team playoff format and how, I guess, teams get into that. So what do you think about that?
Yeah, I think to some extent you're going to have conference champions. And then so that I think that if, and again, we'll see what happens with the Pac-12, but you're looking at 4 or 5 conference champions. And then it's just a matter of how do you pick the other teams? What is the path for one of a non-Power 5 team? What is the path for Notre Dame? How does that work? How do they get in? What does that look like? Can Notre Dame never be a top 4 seed because they're not a conference champion? I think there's a lot that has to be discussed. I think the conference champ should get in, but I don't think they should have a guaranteed position. And we'll see. I'm excited, obviously, about 12 teams, but we'll see what that looks like when they actually come out with the rules for what that's going to look like.
So Lost Aggie says, in my opinion, let the big guys go leave the NCAA, and with the rest of the FBS and Group of 5, give them their own 12-team playoff. So it's kind of crazy. I've seen a few comments on the channel talk about that, basically saying, like, you know, obviously the top dogs, the Alabamas, Georgias, Ohio States, you know, the teams of that caliber, they should kind of be grouped in their own playoff, and then have teams like Boise State and Bowling Green. You know, those are smaller teams.
Almost like a NCAA championship in basketball in the NIT.
Like the NIT. Yeah. So I think that would be really cool. So that's a good point. It would be kind of hard to work it though into football, because basketball, obviously it's less rigorous. It's not as a physical sport. So it's a little bit different when you're talking about adding more games. But I mean, I could get with that logic. But then what happens when you have a team like Tulane or a team like Cincinnati or UCF, you know, who are obviously good enough to compete with those upper echelon teams, but they're stuck in that realm of the smaller programs, you know? So it's always going to cause a misbalance of power. At least in my opinion, I think that's what's going to end up happening. So it'd be kind of hard to do that. Fatal Jedi said, oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I think you're never going to appease everybody, right? Even 12 teams, the 13th team is going to say, well, we should have got in. It's just one of those things. You're never going to appease everybody. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, somebody's going to be upset they didn't get in for whatever reason.
Yeah, and Fatal Jedi says that FSU, Clemson, and Miami, obviously being an ACC network, obviously being with ESPN, they don't want them to see them go to obviously another conference and playing in another market. And then we have Alex, who's been on the channel. He says, "Go Big Red." He's a Nebraska fan. Those of you guys know how I feel about Nebraska.
He was on the Nebraska video, the Nebraska versus Iowa, I think it was video.
Yeah, Tom Reed says, "Good idea, but not doable," and I'm pretty sure he's referring to the realignment as far as the 12-team playoff. But moving on,
the NIT version.
But moving on, we had some huge news around college football this week. Obviously, I think the news that got the most attention was Carson Beck being named the starter at Georgia, which kind of we already knew that was the thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I
feel like it still was like. Go ahead.
I know Vandergriff was in the fight, but I think we all felt that Carson Beck was going to be named the starter. It's the same way, deep down, I think most people with Ohio State probably believe that Kyle McCord is going to win that job. So I don't think those are going to – I think it would have been big news if it was Brock Vandergriff who actually won the job. But I think Carson Beck, he was the backup to Bennett last year. Him winning the job, I don't think is super big news.
I just think it was big news, obviously, because it's Georgia. They're the back-to-back champions, and it's something to talk about for Georgia fans. Too Fresh Chase says, close to 1K, keep going. Appreciate you guys. Those of you guys who don't know who that is, he makes our thumbnails, so this is our thumbnail guy. He keeps the channel going for us.
Man, killing it.
We appreciate you so much, man. Get better. I know you broke your arm recently, so hopefully that's healing up for you, man.
Can you thumbnail with one arm? I need
he got to figure it out, man. He gonna have to figure it out.
What arm now?
Lost Aggie says, being from Alabama and being an Aggie fan since 1966, he hears all the jokes. So that's pretty funny. But also, if you guys are just now stumbling into the live, make sure you guys like. It helps the algorithm a lot. Make sure you guys subscribe if you haven't already. And again, let us know where you're watching from, what teams you root for, any topics you guys want us to discuss. We have a laundry list of stuff to go over today. But if there's anything you want us to talk about in particular, or if you have anything you want to chime in about, please let us know. Another kind of big media focal point this week was the Colorado fight at practice. I know you're high on Deion, so what do you think about his tactic there and what he said to his team?
Yeah, so one, fights happen in practice all the time. I think every team has them. I don't think that is the news. I think the real story is the mantra that everybody should be fighting, right? I think a lot of coaches have probably said this in different ways. You know, anything Deion says at this point is going to be sensationalized. I'm sure a lot of coaches have had the mantra that, hey, if one fights, everybody fights. But I think that's a bigger mantra, especially Colorado coming off of a 1-11 season. I think it's bigger than just the fight at practice. I think it's a mentality as you go into a season that everybody's fighting, whether that be an actual physical fight or to win a game or whatever the case may be. Nobody walks off and nobody's exempt. Everybody should be fighting. Again, not condoning violence. It's just one of those things that happen. Anybody who's played football, you know, it's one of those things that happen. Tempers flare. It's hot out. You're being pushed hard. A lot of people are fighting for positions. People are taunted. It happens. But the mantra that everybody fights is, like I said, bigger than just the physical fight that happened in that practice. This is about how they intend to attack the season.
Yeah, definitely. I didn't really have too much of a problem with it. Obviously, I've been vocal about his coaching style previously when he first had joined in, but I don't think it's a big deal what he said. Obviously, when you're in a situation on the field and let's say somebody gets in a fight, you don't want the entire team going out there and getting kicked out the game. But at the end of the day,
Right.
if let's say 20 guys do get into it, the referees are not going to kick 20 guys out of the game. They're going to kick the guy
Right.
out who started it. So I kind of get that aspect of it. He just used it as a lesson, as an example.
Yeah,
But
I mean, you got to look at the mentality of a team when you do have players on your side or your position group in a fight and you're either standing to the side or walking the other way, especially in practice. Like you say, yeah, in a game, obviously you want to control how many people may get penalized, may get kicked out. But in a practice environment, even if it's just let me go break this up, let me get in there and try to break this up. You know, I don't think you want people just standing on the side or walking away from the action. And like I said, I think this speaks more to a mentality for the Colorado Buffaloes as a team coming off of a 1-11 season than it does to I want everybody, you know, that we're going to be some gang and, you know, we jumping people. I think he's really talking about the mentality of we fight together.
yeah, no, for sure. Carson Cood or Sood, I'm not sure if I mispronounced your last name. I apologize if I did. He said, "What's up, guys? Season about to start. Can't wait. Hashtag Go Big Orange." Obviously, he's a Tennessee fan. Um,
I
hate them a little bit for what they did to us in the
didn't know
Orange
what
Bowl.
GBO man. That's I didn't know you knew that.
Yeah,
Go big.
no,
That's a
yeah,
thing. GBO.
yeah.
Now I know.
He's definitely a Tennessee fan. I've talked to him in the comment section. Obviously, with Clemson
Okay.
losing to them in the Orange Bowl last
Hey,
year, got a little bit of
yeah,
distaste for them right now. But
no. I think Tennessee is on the uprise. I think Joe Milton is going to be legit. I think Tennessee's here to stay. I love that coach. I love the talent they have. I think this is going to be a team. I think we're seeing the revitalization of that Tennessee team. I think Volunteers. If you remember '90s Peyton Manning, T. Martin when they won the national championship, I think in '98 or '99, Tennessee was long a top 10 team. And I think hopefully we're going to see them get back to that. So yeah, all the love for Tennessee. I have them in the battle to win the SEC this year. And if you've seen the preview video, I have them beating Georgia.
yeah, I think obviously those of you guys who have been on the channel, he said you got it right the first time. Born and raised in Knoxville. So I
Oh, I
think
can't. Which one did you say first?
who?
Oh, you talking about him being a Tennessee fan?
Yeah, yeah.
I
Um,
would have thought it was Syracuse. So that threw me
Oh,
off.
no. But obviously those of you guys have been around the channel recently. I think Joe Milton has a really good chance of winning the Heisman. I think he's going to be put in a good position to put up some crazy numbers. Obviously, assuming if they go, 10-2 or better. We saw Lamar Jackson win the Heisman with, I think either a 9-3 or 10-2 record.
Yeah.
So I think it's definitely possible. Obviously, if they
But
drop a
that
few,
Lamar season, he put up
it was
crazy
different,
numbers,
but
both passing and running. Yeah, that was a ridiculous next level season. I don't know that Joe Milton is going to give
He's
those
not going
type
to
of
run the
numbers on
ball.
the
He's
ground.
not going to. Yeah, he's not going to run the ball. But I think with the air raid offense they have, with how Josh Heupel is such a good offensive mind, I think he will have a really good chance, assuming they are where we project them to be. A top 10 type team. Because a
Yeah,
lot of these other teams that are at the top of this, I guess top of the rankings right now, don't really have a guy besides Caleb Williams. Like I'll have obviously Michigan with McCarthy, he's not going to have the numbers for it. We saw Corum kind of in that race late last year. We don't know what the Ohio State quarterback situation is going to look like, but I would put whoever starts quarterback for Ohio State is going to be in the same situation as Milton will be. Obviously, you have Clemson, who's there's question marks surrounding him. Penix, I would put him up there. Cam Rising's
yeah.
probably not going to have those numbers. So I just think when you look at the teams that are up there, I think Milton is in outside of
Oh
Ohio
yeah.
State and USC. I think Milton is in a really good situation to have a case to get there, assuming he stays healthy and the team is what we think they're going to be.
Yeah, absolutely.
But moving on to some more news in college football. I wouldn't say this is huge news. Obviously, to Jayhawks fans, it's going to be. But Kansas just announced that they're either remodeling or creating a whole, I forget what it was, either remodeling or building a whole new stadium, $300 million worth. So that's big for their program, obviously. They had a really good season last year with Jalen Daniels. I expect them to, I don't think they're going to have an as good of a season as they did last year, but I still think they're going to have a really good year. And I think this will help them recruiting wise, obviously having a new facility, new stadium. But kind of what do you think about that? And what is your takeaway from it, I guess?
Yeah, so well, my takeaway is that Kansas wants to be known as more than just a basketball school. That they are
Yeah.
now trying to put resources into their football team. That they want to be a top football team. And when you throw now Kansas, long known as a basketball school, really one of the homes of college basketball, one of the blue bloods in college basketball, but kind of been dragging behind in football and really had a number of seasons where they were not good. Obviously, like you mentioned, had a decent season last year. Jalen Daniels got hurt late, but I feel like they can be competitive in the Big 12 in college football, and really the fact that they were willing to commit that much money to trying to get the stadium better, which like Steven said, listen, recruiting is about everything. It's about somebody coming in and looking at your facilities and your coaching staff and and we can talk about all the other things, location and what the depth chart looks like. But if I go to a Kansas and the facilities don't look as good as, let's just say, even a Kansas State or Oklahoma or Nebraska, all schools also in the area, you're probably going to lose that fight 9 out of 10 times unless somebody's just a I love Kansas fan. So yeah, I think this is all about putting resources, putting their money where their mouth is, putting resources to that football team to try to build and be known as more than just a basketball school.
Alrighty, and our kind of last current event or news to cover in college football this week is the Northwestern stuff, all of the allegations and hazing and misconduct that's been going on over there. It just came out that over 1,000 former athletes and students or student athletes kind of condemn what they're saying about the program and the culture, the sports and athletic, I guess the athletic facilities and culture program. Basically saying that they've never experienced anything like that there, and it's not doesn't sound like it is. They're not saying that the people are lying, but they're kind of saying like that's not what I experienced. And they've signed an open letter over 1,000 people. And I wonder what that's going to do. I don't know if
Mm-hmm.
there's proof of what happened and stuff like that. But I just feel like it's 2023, so I don't understand how stuff like this is still going on with like how
Yeah,
social media works. Obviously, like back in the day, you had freshman hazing and stuff where they were doing crazy stuff to kids, and obviously the younger guys and the older guys were doing stuff. But I just think it's weird because again, it's 2023, and it kind of brings up. I know it's a little bit of off topic, but it kind of brings up the whole betting thing with Iowa too.
yeah.
It's like why are you doing something to jeopardize over a $50 bet? It's
Yeah.
like to me, it's kind of odd. But what are your kind of takeaways from those two things?
So starting with the Northwestern thing, my question really, and I would like to see the full investigation. I feel bad because obviously the coach Pat Fitzgerald got fired. My question is, what does he or what did he know? Was he really somebody who was championing this, or was this? And what? Let me say this. Obviously, there's two sides to every story. And like you said, a bunch of students have come out and said they never participated, they were never a victim of any hazing. So the question is, one, is this even real? And I think there needs to be a deeper investigation. And I don't, at any point, what I'm not trying to do is victim blame the victims. If it happened, then my second question is, at what level was this known? Right? Was this known by the coaching staff, administration, or was this something that students were doing that was only known by? And when I mean students, that the players were doing that were only known by the players. I think before the coach should have been fired, there should have been a full investigation into the full depth of this. All these thousands of people and players should have been interviewed, and we should have known what was actually championed and what was done. And you got to remember, we're talking about 18, 19, 20, 21-year-old kids. Let me say I played high school football. We did dumb stuff. So, 18, 19, 20, 21-year-old kids sometimes are going to do dumb stuff. Again, my question is, did the coaching staff, did the administration know about this, and were they okay with this? And if they did not know about this, then that to me, that's tough. That's tough for Northwestern. And to your second point, yes, we absolutely live in the social media era. So the stuff, and we can talk about it because it's happened in the NFL as well, right? I think a number of players just got busted for betting. Like, you're going to get found out. Or would you try to flip to something?
No, you're good.
Oh, you're going to get found out. So why? And like you mentioned, why risk it? Why put your especially for college? Why put your eligibility in jeopardy? Right, NFL, I can understand it a little bit more. I mean, obviously you're going to get suspended games and you're going to lose money. But college, you're fighting. This is really college football is a job interview, right? Why would you do anything in your job interview that could jeopardize your ability to make big money? So that's kind of my question there, especially like you said, in the social media era, when anybody can take a camera, and we live in a computer era where everything can be investigated. The likelihood that you're going to get found is very high. I would not, again, if I was a young person, I can't say what I would do if I was a young person, because if I was a young person, I'd be a young person. I mean, I'd probably do young people stuff. But knowing what I know now, if I was able to go back to that, I would not put my scholarship in jeopardy. I wouldn't put playing time in jeopardy. Losing the ability to interview for possibly a high paying job.
Definitely. To get into our next topic, we're going to talk about the most overrated and underrated teams heading into the season. I know we did a video on this, but we weren't really able to engage with you guys in real time about it, kind of see where your heads are at, what teams you guys think are too high, too low, according to the AP. Did our show come out before or after the AP, the first live?
I can't remember. No, I think it came out because I think we talked about the coaches poll. Then the AP came out and we did the AP. So I think this is our first time actually. I may be wrong, but I think this is our first time actually talking about the AP.
Oh no, yeah, it is. It is, yeah, because I put in the thumbnail that this is going to be the AP. So I'll just kind of go over this really quick. For those of you guys who did not watch our AP video, obviously Georgia came in at number 1, back-to-back champions. They deserve that. You got Michigan, Ohio State, Alabama, LSU. After LSU, I would say that there's a pretty big drop-off, in my opinion, when you look at the talent and kind of the.
Wait a minute, you think USC is a big drop-off from LSU?
I mean, based on what happened with them with Tulane, it's kind of hard to say that they would be able to compete with the other 4 teams. But I mean, I like USC. I think they're going to be good this year. But obviously, you guys can see the rest of the list. So Tom Reed initially says Michigan is way overrated. Tom, who is your team? Are you an Ohio State fan? I don't think you are, because I know you're in here all the time. Actually, you're a Bulldogs fan, aren't you? Yeah, you're a Bulldogs fan. Yeah, 100% a Bulldogs fan.
It's tough. Obviously, Michigan has shown up in 2 playoffs and not looked great. But I don't think you can knock what they've done in the regular season. I don't think you can knock what they're bringing back. They are bringing back just about every key contributor on that team from last year. So again, just from the basis of what we know versus what we don't know, like I said, and I said this in a previous video, every team you can point out and we could have questions, and we can go down this entire top 25 and we can probably make a claim that every team belongs where they are and every team doesn't. But I think Michigan comes back with the least amount of questions this year. And for that reason, again, and I hate Michigan. I hate them to the bowels of my stomach. I hate them deeply, and I've hated them my whole life. But if I was being fair, I would have to give them number one, just based off of what they bring back and what we know about that two-headed monster they have in the backfield is legit. JJ, we know, again, game manager, and we don't expect big things. The offensive line and what Jim Harbaugh's been able to do in the trenches is legit. Again, yes, we know they have not had the playoff success that we've expected. They lost to TCU last year. Remember, the year before, they even lost to Alabama or Georgia team. They just was a better team. Last year, the TCU loss was pretty surprising. I'm not going to lie. I had them winning that game. But I don't think we can take two games and dismiss them as a team, especially, like I said, when you're bringing back so much talent this year.
Okay. So I mean, obviously, we're talking a little bit about overrated and underrated. I'm going to start off with overrated. I think Texas is a little bit too high. I don't think because them being at 11, it's more so the teams that they're above. I don't think they should be above Tennessee, Notre Dame, Utah, or Oregon, personally.
I agree.
Now it's kind of tough because I can make the same argument for Clemson, and obviously those of you guys, well, you can't really see, but well, yeah, you can see right here. I'm a Clemson fan. Those of you guys who are new to the channel, but I think a few of those teams should be higher than Clemson as well. Realistically, I think Clemson should be between 12 and 14 or so. We talked about that in last week's video. I'm not mad at it being number 9 because obviously I'm a fan of the team, and the higher they rank us, I'm going to be happy. But I think Texas for sure is a little bit overrated heading into the season. Just like Oklahoma, I don't know why Oklahoma's on this list. Obviously, they're 6 and 7. I think they're going to be better, but based on what we've seen,
you believe they're going to have a very good season. You have them winning the Big 12.
I do, but the problem is
you're just saying based off of last year.
Yeah, so this is a preseason top 25. So I don't know how media and voters can think that they are the number 20th best team based off what we've seen so far. My thing is what have you seen that makes you think that they are a top 20 team? Like, in my opinion, they're not better than North Carolina or Ole Miss. So I don't understand how they could be higher than those two teams. North Carolina's arguably.
Well, then if you said that, then you got to say the same about Texas A&M, who I think is getting a lot of credit for some great recruiting classes, but they have not produced. This was a 5-17 last year.
I agree.
So how and again, I think I don't want to, obviously, and I've said this enough times, I don't want to beat this dead horse, but I hate preseason polls. But if you're going to do one, you got to project a little bit. And I think what you have to do is the same way that you believe that Oklahoma's probably going to be better than they were last year, and Texas A&M is probably going to be better than last year. That's probably what the pollsters are saying. Now, I agree also with your point, and this is probably a catch-22 here, because I think we also have to look at what they were last year, right? Like you mentioned, like you listed, a number of these teams behind them had a better season. That's just a fact. So how do you then rate Oklahoma and Texas A&M over teams that had a better season? And again, if I take Texas A&M, Iowa had a better season than them last year. That's just a fact. So I don't know.
So Michael says LSU will fall out of the top 25 by the end of the year. It's lipstick on a pig. Nobody will talk about them getting blown out in 3 games and should have lost to Arkansas 13-10. The Bama win, eye rolls. That is a scorching hot take there to say LSU is going to be outside of the top 25. But I will say this, Michael Campbell, you have been here for quite a while now. You're a Notre Dame fan, so I don't think you're the type to come in here and say something crazy and never show up again. I hope by the end of the year you are here to stand on that one. If you're right, I'll give you all the credit and praise. But if you are wrong,
you got to stand on that one.
Please be prepared, because this live is getting shared, so we can always come back and look at this.
I'm screenshotting that right now.
But that's definitely a hot take. Raymond, back again from obviously last week's live. He says the Ducks from Oregon are preseason favorite to beat the Trojans.
Listen, I've said if you guys have seen all the picks, I have Oregon winning the Pac-12. I have Oregon in the playoffs. I think this Oregon, like I said, my predictions, and I think I've talked about this on one of the shows, and I don't know which one, but I have USC finishing 3rd in the Pac-12. I have Oregon and Washington as a better team than them.
Man said, LOL, I wouldn't even consider this a hot take. Just stupid.
No, listen, hey, nobody knows. We will know whether it was a hot take whether it was factual or whether it was stupid at the end of the season. So
Most
you know
definitely.
what I'm saying?
DJ says I won't go that far, but I believe Arkansas will beat LSU this year. Obviously the
Ooh,
SEC has a
Arkansas's
lot
tough.
of LSU SEC has a lot of heavy hitters. Any given Saturday type ball, so I wouldn't be surprised at that one.
Yeah,
But I would
Arkansas is
be
a team that I'm shocked. And I mean, I am shocked that how is Arkansas not higher than Texas A&M? That would be one of my first questions. You're talking about a team bringing back probably two of the top 5 players in the SEC on offense. How are they not higher than Texas A&M?
yeah.
How are they
We're
not
about
top 25?
We're about 30 minutes into the show, guys. So if you guys have not already, please do us a favor, like the video. It helps the algorithm, helps us reach more people, more viewers, more people to talk to in the chat. Also, share this to any friends and family that you guys think would enjoy this, college ball fans. We'll probably talk a little bit about the NFL as well towards the end of the college season,
Yeah,
stuff like that.
absolutely.
So any other sports, or I mean, if you guys are NFL fans, let us know. We could talk about that too. Bama says even if LSU loses 3 games, I still believe they'll be in the top 25. They will.
Yeah,
A 9
I
and 3
agree.
team will still be in the top 25 by the end of the year.
Yeah,
So
for them to
basically,
not be in the top 25, they would
they
have
got
to
to be
be
like 7-5.
7-5. Yeah,
Yeah, unless they have 2 losses to teams they're not supposed to lose to, which I don't
yeah.
think is going to happen. But let's go back to the full screen here, and we're going to talk about kind of week 0 predictions. We're not going to go over all of the games. Obviously, there's like 6 games. A few of them are kind of halfway decent to talk about. But the first one, obviously, is the Navy Notre Dame game. Both of these games, there's going to be heavy favorites in both of these games we talk about. But it's just something to talk about. Obviously, the game's in a week from now or 6 days from now, so it's going
And
to
that
be
game's
fun.
in
And
Ireland, right?
I have no idea.
I
Is
think
it?
that game's in Dublin, Ireland. I think so.
Oh
Somebody,
yeah,
if you're on live, put it in the comments. But I'm pretty sure that game's in Ireland.
that's
I
crazy.
can't check because
Have they played there before?
yeah, I think so. I don't think it's
Oh
every year, but
yeah, it's in
it's
Aviva Stadium.
in Ireland, right?
Yeah, I don't know where that stadium is, so I'm assuming it is. That's
Oh,
really crazy. That must be super dope as a player.
yeah,
Yeah. DJ said yes. It's in Dublin. That's super dope.
yeah.
John Berger. Um, that name sounds familiar. I think I got into an argument with you a couple weeks ago. I forget what it was, but if you know what it is, John, type
You
it in the chat because
you get argument
you are
with
one of those.
everybody.
Hey, you are one of those ones, John. I
Hey,
respect the.
he
Hey,
got a
I
whole Billy
respect the.
Madison hit list.
Hey, no, I respect the debates going back and forth, but we argue about stuff. Matter of fact, this is the guy who said the Big Ten is better than the SEC. I'm almost positive.
Oh, I'm with you,
I'm
John. I'm riding
shut
with you, John.
up. Shut up.
John,
I'm
John,
pretty
you're
sure.
my guy. I'm riding with you, John.
I'm pretty sure that's him, but I could be mistaken. Let me know, John.
I gotta start looking at these comments much more.
Um,
But
DJ says Notre Dame 38-7. Let us know in the comment section what you guys think this prediction is going to be.
yeah,
But give me
listen,
your prediction.
yeah. I mean, obviously, if you guys don't know, I'm in the Navy, so that is my profession. But I mean, and let me say this also: Navy is a hard team to prepare for, because you play a team that runs a triple option one time a year. And this is why you'll see every now and then the Navy will either upset or stay close to a team. Um, this is why you'll see Navy will stay close to a team that maybe they shouldn't be close to. But obviously Notre Dame just, I mean, you're talking about 5-star talents versus guys who are going to be on a ship in a couple years. It's a tough climb for Navy against Notre Dame. I suspect a game in Dublin is going to have extra meaning, and I'm sure that crowd's going to be lively and fun. And you remember Notre Dame, a Catholic school in Dublin, that they kind of got a little bit of a home field advantage. So yeah, I'm going to go Notre Dame big. I think somebody said 42-10. That sounds like a pretty good score.
John said yes, that's me. We've argued over everything. Finally agree with your dad on something. Big Ten is
You
better.
should finally. Everything I say is facts.
Yo, relax. Yeah, I think this game is going to be pretty ugly. But obviously, Navy is. I'm not going to say they're a terrible team, but they're obviously not, to the likes of Notre Dame or the top teams. A top 15 type team that we just looked at.
So hold on. So what I think people need to understand, if this is why Navy, Army, any of the service. Thank you, Tom. This is this is why any of these service schools are different. Those guys are, you're not just going to college with the opportunity to go to the NFL. In fact, you are signing up for military service, right? So top recruits, right? I'm almost forfeiting my opportunity to go to the NFL because to get out of my service requirement to even get a tryout is actually quite a process. It's not just that, oh, well, some NFL team wants me. So most of these guys are are not going to be 3, 4, 5 star guys who believe they have an opportunity to go to the NFL. And then you got to remember these guys, especially when you talk about in the trenches, they have to maintain height weight standards for the military. So you can't get the big 350-pound lineman because that doesn't fit Navy, Army, Air Force height weight standards. So they have to be more disciplined. They have to be. It is a completely different team, right? And I know in the 60s, 70s, probably before the 60s, probably 40s, 30s, Army and Navy were college football powerhouses. But that's what's up, John. And if you guys don't know, Purple Heart means that you were actually shot or received some sort of engagement-related injury. So, man, yeah, kudos to your pops. Maybe using a couple weeks. Yeah,
Oh, I'm sorry.
yeah, but yeah. So yeah, Notre Dame is a school that recruits at a high level. Marcus Freeman is a coach that recruits at a high level. This is going to be a tough game for Navy. Long story short, you're talking about 5 stars versus 1 stars.
Yeah. I mean, I would say 42-10 sounds like a fair score. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a little closer either, though. It's week. I mean, technically week 1, but week 0. So there could be some growing pains. I'm really excited to see Sam Hartman play. Even though it is against lesser opposition, he was arguably the biggest transfer portal news. So I like it. I'm gonna obviously tune in. We're gonna get to the next game here in a bit.
Well, and to your point, I mean, I am tuned in to see that as well, right? As a team that's playing Notre Dame, Ohio State. Obviously, I'm an Ohio State fan. As a team that's playing Notre Dame shortly thereafter, I want to see how does Hartman look with Notre Dame, and how does he mesh with that with their athletes.
Again, before we get into the USC preview, those of you guys who are just now entering the chat, please do us a quick favor, like the video, share it. We're trying to get more people in here, more dialogue and discussion when we talk about these games. Obviously, there's only a few games we're covering in today's episode. Next week's episode is really we're going to break out, talk about all the top 25 games. We did it last year. We obviously had way less of a following. We only had like 50 subscribers. So this one's going to be a lot more fun, kind of going back and forth, playing the pick 'em with you guys. I mean, seeing where either I'm terribly wrong or my dad's terribly wrong, or we're spot on with a certain pick. So it's going to be fun for bragging rights. So make sure you guys tune in with us. John said he liked it. Guinea Pig Clips. He says Sam Hartman to Thomas connection is going to be crazy. I think he might have missed our episode last week, our live stream, but he's in here all the time. So we appreciate you for checking us out, man.
Guinea Pig Clips. What does that mean?
I have no idea.
What is a guinea pig clip?
I have no idea.
I see a lot of Go Army.
Yeah, I think they're just trolling you.
Let me say this: there's 2 games that have to be won this year. Both teams on losing streaks. One is Ohio State has to beat Michigan this year, and the other is Navy has to beat Army. It's just those are facts. That has to happen this year.
But moving on to our next matchup. Let me make sure. So USC versus San Jose State. USC opening up as a 30-point favorite. Obviously, it probably should be more than that. If we're being honest.
30 is crazy though.
This is gonna
30 is crazy.
But I mean, you got to look in. I mean, I would be very surprised if they don't cover 30. To be honest, I would be very surprised.
If you were betting this, you would take. I mean, USC with 30.
I mean, I can't name one player on San Jose State's roster. When I say I can't, I mean I can't name a player who's ever played for San Jose State. Can you?
Oh, I'm sure. I don't
know. No. But I'm saying off the top of your head.
No, not off the top.
Yeah, I don't think there's a player in the NFL from San Jose State.
30 is crazy.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy when you say it out loud, but
it's
probably going to be 21-0 in the first quarter though.
This isn't. Was it Tarbaluba? What was what's cool?
The Camels.
This is the Campbell. Right?
Oh, that is funny.
I mean, I've heard of San Jose State. I know they're blue and yellow. The Spartans, right? San Jose State Spartans. And they have top-notch lifeboats. Okay.
Yeah, that is crazy.
We also dominate in war, but that's a different conversation. World War II. But again, different conversation.
DJ said Army 19, Navy 17. Early prediction.
No, we got him this year. By a touchdown, though.
And then Guinea Pig Clips talking about the Notre Dame preview. And the Notre Dame team.
SMA is going to be nasty. Like I said, that Notre Dame game is a game that gives me concern. So yeah. Notre Dame, I think, is going to be a tough team.
Yeah. So I mean, not much to really say about this USC. I'll probably watch it just because there's not going to be any other games on. I'd rather watch that over preseason NFL. But obviously, this game is going to.
I don't watch pre.
Yeah, this game's going to be ugly in the first quarter, but I want to see how Caleb Williams looks regardless. I still want to see how the offense looks.
Well, you want me to tell you what I want to see? And it's not Caleb Williams, but I think I want to see this Malachi Nelson, I think is his name.
The backup, the freshman.
Yeah, the freshman who's supposed to be all world again. Some recruiting services had him as the number one quarterback coming in. So if as we assume USC is able to put up some big numbers against San Jose State, I suspect that Caleb Williams will come out early, and this will give us a good opportunity to see this young quarterback who will probably be the quarterback of USC next year, as they enter the Big Ten. So,
that makes a good point. He says that San Jose State is like a mid-Mountain West team. To be honest, they might even be lower than them. I can name a few Mountain West teams that are better than them. To be honest,
I would not take this bet. This is not a game I would take the bet. And I'm saying 30 is so hard because, like we mentioned, backups may be in. The team may stop trying.
Bro, their backups are better than their starters, bro.
It's just maybe I'm not trying though. Maybe I would never take a bet with a team in 30 points. They went 8-4 last year. Look, y'all playing on San Jose State. Watch San Jose State get this win.
Okay, hey y'all, watch. I was about to say y'all watch this. What is their mascot? But you already knew it. I thought you didn't know. That is funny.
They're blue. I told you they're blue and yellow.
Like blue and yellow. Yeah. Moving on to the next topic. Hold on. What did he say? World War II, Army did great. Didn't we have to drop 2 nuclear bombs to bail out Navy? Unless you're going to.
Bail out the Navy. John Berger, I need you to go read a history book. We're nasty. Understand this. The Navy is nasty. We dominate warfare. The Army took 10 years. You guys couldn't even beat Iraq. The Navy was gone in 3 months. The Army was there 10 years. Come on, we do this. We really, really do this.
Stilo said Aztecs said are running the Mountain West this year. Guinea Pig Clip said, nah, to be honest.
Tell Sterling, don't nobody know who's running the mountain. Nobody care who's running the Mountain West. Don't nobody care about that. I know he graduated there, didn't he?
Yeah, he graduated there.
Man, don't nobody care. Last time somebody cared about San Diego State was when who went there?
Kawhi Leonard.
No, not Kawhi. But in terms of football, who was the guy who played for the Rams and the Colts?
Marshall Faulk.
Marshall Faulk. That's the last time somebody cared about San Jose State. Didn't Rashad Penny go there?
Yeah, Rashad Penny went there too. And Donnell Pumphrey. Donnell Pumphrey too. We talked about him in the trivia a couple weeks back.
Now, Sterling, that's the truest thing you said. Sterling, struggling with Iraq is crazy because the Army struggled with Iraq 10 years. You was up at the Navy? Come on, we really do this.
But moving on, this one,
that's the reason y'all took 10 years because we couldn't help y'all. No water. Y'all couldn't beat Iraq with Saddam Hussein playing hide and seek. I don't know if he's in the army. Y'all let Saddam Hussein play hide and seek for like 3 years. Come on, dog. Come on. We really do this.
Navy's best soldiers are all right. We're done talking about military.
The Navy doesn't have soldiers. That's an Army term.
We're not talking about this. Ain't a military podcast, y'all.
Navy and soldiers. That discounted everything you said. That invalidated your whole comment.
All right, we done talking.
My man said destroyers. That's what I'm talking about. Boy, we really do this.
Hey, we'll do a military we'll do a military podcast in the final week, Army versus Navy. We'll do it that week. So if you guys want to talk more football, come back in the first week of December or whenever that game is.
Steven,
But
you've been
moving.
on the ship. You know, you've been on the ship. You did your little time.
All right, bro. Nobody did my time, bro. Relax. Um, So moving on. This was gonna be a fun little kind of side topic. Dude said ship sink. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Tanks get blown up. What are you doing that? I don't. Ships.
Bama said history. Yeah, what are we really doing right now? That's the question.
Yeah.
What are we really talking about right now, y'all?
Man, this is
Hey,
live shows.
this is what I be talking about when we record videos and we have to like pause so we all see like
This is
breaks
where
in the
he be-
action. This is where
this
like
is
I'll
where he
start
be,
laughing
like,
and stuff
cutting
like that.
shit. Yeah.
So this is 100% raw. So this is kind of funny. But moving on to our next topic, we're done talking about the military. Who do you feel like, Dad, of all the players in college football who aren't really, I'm not gonna say aren't mainstream, but aren't like, you know, top echelon players, as we did the top 100 this past week. What players do you think that weren't on that list, or maybe were super low on the list, that you think are really going to, you know, shoot up the charts and make a name for themselves this year?
So obviously I'm gonna start this with a little homerism. I think Tavion Henderson is gonna have a great year. I think he was a little injured last year, and I think you're gonna see him shoot up. The fact that Quinn Ewers wasn't on the list to me was a little crazy. I think Quinn Ewers is going to, especially like I said, I think I'm not gonna say Bijan held him back. I think that was the offense, and I think Texas this year is going to have to rely on Quinn Ewers if this team is going to be successful. So yeah, I think Quinn Ewers is going to be a prominent figure in college football this year. We talked about Jalen Daniels at Kansas. I think if he's healthy all year, was he on the list? Now that I think about it,
Jalen Daniels was on the list. He was between 30s and the 40s,
okay.
maybe 50s.
You got to remember, he's the guy who made everybody look at Kansas last year and was at least in the conversation of the Heisman race before he got hurt. So yeah, he's a guy who can definitely be that guy. I'm gonna tell you, I think, and this is gonna sound crazy, but I think Donovan Edwards this year is gonna have a better year than Blake Corum. I think Donovan Edwards really showed me something. That guy is explosive. Not to knock Blake Corum, and he had a great season, obviously, until he got hurt. But Donovan Edwards is a home run hitter, and I would not be surprised if he doesn't end up being, and I think they're going to be 1A, 1B, but I wouldn't be shocked if he doesn't become the 1A this year.
Yeah, so I'm going to go with the homer pick as well. I'm going to go with 2 homer picks. I think Cade Klubnik is going to break onto that list this year. Obviously,
yeah, he wasn't on the list. I forgot.
Yeah, he wasn't on the list, but I don't think he deserved to be on the list either. I mean, he didn't do anything of note last year. But I do think he's going to be on the list. I think he's going to have a solid year, being the number 1 guy throughout the entire season, barring any injuries. Another guy that I'm going to name DJ. I think DJ can have a chance.
But you 2 homer picks.
No, I said that. But I mean, the reason being, obviously, he's in a new environment. He doesn't really have the national championship type pressure at Oregon State. And I mean, in all reality, they're the 5th or 6th picked team to win the conference. So there's no real pressure on DJ. I don't think he's in a situation where he has to prove anything. I think he could go in, be a game manager type quarterback, and still produce some really good numbers. I forget what numbers I said. I think I said 3,000 yards, 25 touchdowns, and like 8 picks in that video. I don't remember. Those of you guys who didn't watch it was either in the Oregon State or something, but I gave a prediction for his season. I think he shows a different side of himself. He's in a situation where he doesn't have to be the guy. I think at Clemson, obviously, having Trevor, having Taj, having Deshaun, trying to follow in that footsteps, maybe it was just too big of shoes for him to fill. Maybe he just wasn't built for that type of situation. But I think with going to Oregon State, having a more balanced offense, obviously being in a conference that defense isn't the strong suit, at least as of late, and Oregon State being a top 3 or 4 defense last year in the conference, I think it puts him in a situation where obviously they were 10-3 last year. He can come in and just replicate that and just kind of put it on cruise control, end his college career on a higher note, because obviously he left a sour taste in everyone's mouth last year. So we'll just have to see. But I mean, he's one guy, obviously Cade as well.
I like that. I think you sold me. You got to remember, and the reason I'm going to say you sold me, you got to remember there were 2 guys that went to the Pac-12, to different Pac-12 teams that were able to do that. Michael Penix coming from Indiana, the Big Ten, going over to Washington, and Bo Nix leaving Auburn and going to Oregon. both players were able to put themselves back on the map. So yeah, and remember, DJ probably was a higher recruit than both of those guys. DJ was what, number one? Remember, I think you said just behind, and I think we've said this a number of times, just behind Bryce Young in his recruiting class. He was supposed to be an all-world guy. So yeah, I would not be shocked if he is able to have a much better season than we ever saw for him in Clemson, especially in a wide open Pac-12. And I mean that offensively, where he can probably put up some numbers.
Also, one more player that I want to get off my chest before we talk too much about the next topic. So Jerry Gibson says that he thinks that the OC at Clemson held him back, and we're talking about DJ. Obviously, they brought over Garrett Riley, so he's no longer there. I see you're a Tennessee fan. I'm almost positive I've talked to you before, so I don't think you're new to the channel. But I don't think you were here last week on the live show, so thank you for checking us out. We appreciate you, man. And I agree with that statement. I do think that is the case. But like I said, another player I want to kind of put out there. I know we have 2 or 3 Notre Dame fans in the chat right now. Benjamin Morrison. We talked about him before, Dad, in a few of these videos. I think he's the top 5 corner in all of college football. I'm pretty sure he had a pick 6 against Clemson last year or the year before. I think it was last year because he was a true freshman. He either had a pick 6 or
a freshman, right?
Yeah, either a pick 6 or a scoop and score, one of the two. But I think he is going to be a great staple for that defense. I think
he wasn't on the list either, was he?
He was not on the list. And that was just as surprising as Quinn Ewers, if not more, to me personally, because I think he was a freshman All-American, if I'm not mistaken. So it's very, very surprising that he wasn't there. Jerry says you're welcome, and it was great. Great hire. Love it. For Garrett Riley. So that was very surprising to me to not have Benjamin Morrison on the list. And I think that he will be way up there come to the end of the year. It'd be what we should do. It's hard to do a top 100, but at the end of the year, we should give our top 100.
At the end of the year,
at the end of the year, kind of see where we kind of lie, to start the year. DJ said, he had 1 pick 6, and another pick against Clemson. So he had 2 picks against Clemson. Did not know that. He killed us. But the last topic of the show today is going to be hot seats. So let us know in the comment section. That's a crazy comment. I'm not even putting that on the thing.
Go ahead, put it on.
He says this.
John.
John is
go X-rated with this. This show's for kids. John is for everyone.
John is crazy.
Nasty.
John is crazy.
But let me read this one off.
Okay.
I think, and I'm gonna stay with the big names. I think Jimbo has to be on the hot seat. I'm gonna be honest, and we've talked about this a number of times. I think people are going to say that Ryan Day's on the hot seat. I think you also have to look at who was I about to say? So I said Jimbo. If he has as bad of a season as he had last year, and I think we talked about this, we may be talking about Venables on the hot seat. I think Oklahoma expects to win the Big 12, and that they won the Big 12 for so long. I think that is the expectation. I think those are the big names that I would say are on hot seats to start the season. Again, we can kind of talk about Napier at Florida, but I think if he's on the hot seat, the expectations were probably wrong. It's probably going to take him a little while. We could talk about Cristobal at Miami, but I think, again, it's going to take him a while, as I mentioned in their video. I think it's going to take – he deserves a little bit of time to be able to bring in his recruits. So my big 3 are probably – and I've said the same about Venables. I think just the expectations at Oklahoma, Saban on the hot seat. Saban will leave when he wants to leave.
You see what I be saying, John? This is why me and you be butting heads, man. You can't say something crazy like that, bro.
Yeah, Saban has earned the right to leave when he wants to leave. But yeah, those are my 3. And like I said, I'm putting Venables. I'm not saying any of them deserve it outside of maybe Jimbo. But I think the expectations at each one of those programs is so high that all 3 of them could. I would not be surprised if all 3 of them don't end up fired at the end of the season.
So before we continue on with the hot seats, I did go ahead and post our link to our pick'em in the YouTube comment section. So you guys go ahead and click that and join it. Again, completely free. I'm pretty sure it's going to lock once the season starts. So if you guys haven't got in there, please get in there. We're at 21 people. Again, the winner gets the let us know what jersey they want. We'll personally ship it out to you guys. Whatever jersey you want. It's not gonna be a signed one, just an NFL jersey, college jersey, whatever the case may be. But it's gonna be fun again to kind of get bragging rights, see who was right, see who was wrong. Bama says, "I hope you lose your job, John."
Dang.
We getting crazy in here again. If you guys are new to the channel,
I wish that on him.
Make sure you guys subscribe. Also hit that like button. We have 14 people in here so far. Is there any other topics you guys kind of want us to cover?
You didn't say your hot seats.
You took mine, Jimbo. I mean, Brent Venables a little bit. But I mean, I think Jimbo, for me personally, his seat is the hottest in college football. He needs to get up out of there if they don't go at least like 9-3, 10-2. Personally, I mean, you have crazy recruiting classes. Guinea Pig said it ain't that personal. Crazy recruiting classes for you to not produce. But yeah, I mean, it's been pretty fun. We're at about an hour. If there's anything else you guys want us to kind of go over, any current events, anything like that, any questions you guys have for us, or if there's any,
talk about the Navy all day.
Yeah, if we want to do like an after show, if there's any other kind of non-college football related, Ohio State left tackle move, it's crazy. I'm confused with that comment.
This may be new. Are you saying?
I'm confused.
Yeah, please explain that.
I don't know what you're talking about. And
damn, Tom, like, come on.
Raymond said Dabo Swinney in the hot seat. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, Dabo.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. Raymond, you wilding out, Raymond.
Raymond, he gonna try to block you. All right, just please message.
Ain't nobody gonna block him, man. Hey, we need it for the algorithm. Ain't nobody gonna block him. We need you, Raymond.
Actually, let me know.
Raymond, we need you, man.
No, but Dabo's another guy, especially at Clemson, right? He brought Clemson 2 championships. Dabo will leave Clemson. And this is why I've always said, and I'm not going to say Dabo won't be in consideration of the Alabama job. Obviously, if you guys know, Dabo Swinney is an Alabama alum. I mean, he's been in talks as the guy who would succeed Nick Saban. But Dabo's a guy that if he continued at Clemson, even if he just continued another 10 years and didn't win a championship, they're going to build Dabo a statue. Dabo's probably going to have the field named after him and everything possible. So Dabo's a guy that he will leave Clemson. Dabo will tell him when he's ready. Will tell Clemson when he's ready to leave, not the other way around. Unless literally Clemson starts going 5-7 or something.
So DJ says you guys didn't cover the Week 0 game, UMass and New Mexico State.
Yeah, there's a reason, DJ. I don't know UMass or New. There got to be at least one team that we care about. Like, I don't know a single player on either one. UMass is the Mountain Men, and the only reason I know that is because
I thought they're the Minutemen.
Minutemen. I meant Minutemen.
Is it Minutemen or Mountain Men?
It's Minutemen. That's where John Calipari started. I remember. So yeah, but New Mexico. I don't even know. Is New Mexico State the Aggies?
They're the Lobos, I think.
Oh no, I thought New Mexico's the Lobos. New Mexico's the Lobos.
Oh yeah, it's the Aggies. I think it's the Aggies.
Yeah. I couldn't tell you nothing about. Yeah, no, we're not covering that game. Sorry, you gotta check somebody else's line. No, stay on our line, but.
That is crazy.
We're not gonna talk about that game. Come on.
That is crazy. All right, before we head out, we are going to do something live in effect today. Okay, so. And you can't see the comments, so this is actually great. We're going to do trivia live today, folks. So live trivia today to round out our show. Again, before we get into the trivia, though, make sure you guys smash that like button, subscribe. Also, hit that notification bell. We post every single day. This is the post for today. But we're going to do trivia. We're going to do 5 players. Name that college they went to. All right? So, and in real time, y'all, so that way I know y'all are not cheating. I want y'all to comment as well. So that way
I cannot see the comments.
So y'all can't go in there and try to, hurry up and search it up and come back and comment it, so I can keep track of who's really doing this.
If you take more than 5 seconds to post that, you cheated. Okay,
all right, so let me find a good player. And now I can't really cut this out. Normally we cut this portion out when I'm trying to find the players. But I'm not gonna do that today. Let's see. I want to find Sterling said I'm ready. Come on. All right. We're going to start off easy. This player is no longer in the NFL. Okay. He was a 2014 draft pick.
Oh, you're just giving information.
No, I'm going to tell you. I'm building it up. Building it up. Linebacker for the Jaguars, Telvin Smith. What school did Telvin Smith go to?
Did he go to Alabama?
He did not go to Alabama.
I don't know. I know
You
who
don't
he
know?
is. Well, he didn't go to Ohio State. Did anybody in the comments get it?
He says it's the easy one. Ooh,
Did he
Sterling,
name it?
you. Yo, John is crazy. I'm not gonna lie.
Boy, that boy, hey, that's pretty funny, yo. UMass. That man, hey, Sterling said, "Hey Siri." That boy hit that, "Hey Siri," quick. I see you, Sterling Toe. That boy was fast with that, "Hey Siri."
All right, next
Okay.
one. Where did this might be an easy one? Where did LaShawn Shady McCoy go?
Pitt.
Oh, Pitt. Okay, Pitt. He obviously is probably gonna answer faster than you guys got that one.
Yeah,
Let's
because
try
they
to
got it tight.
yeah. Let's. She said Steven knows I'm like that.
Shit.
Um.
I'll take a couple seconds if I know it.
All right. Let's see.
I'll
Let's
just
see.
tell you
Let's see.
whether I know it or not.
Guinea Pig said Texas. You probably already heard the answer now, but it's Pitt. Sterling cheating. I swear he cheating.
Boy, "Hey Siri."
All right, we're gonna go with another kind of easy one. We're gonna go Geno Smith.
Okay, I know this one. I'll
right.
give everybody a chance. I'm gonna count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You went to West Virginia.
All right, West Virginia is the correct answer. I'm
Did
pretty
anybody
sure.
get that in the comments?
They
I
haven't
should have gave
commented yet,
everybody.
so I'm sure they're going to.
Oh, should I? Okay. I
Oh
don't know
yeah,
if I
so
should wait
Michael said West Virginia. All right, now we're gonna.
He's,
Yeah, a lot of people were saying West Virginia. That was kind of an easy one. That was an easy one for sure. Yeah, see, West
yeah, I
Virginia.
remember. I mean, he was in
Everybody,
the Heisman race for a little bit.
everybody except John said West Virginia. He said Florida.
John is wild. What is going on with John? John,
All right.
get it together.
All right, so we're gonna. Sterling said, "Thanks, Siri."
I know.
So we're gonna do 2 more, and these are gonna be harder ones.
Okay.
Where did Steven Jackson go to college?
Oh, the running back, right, for the Rams.
The running back.
So there's 2 places up. I'm gonna say it was it Cal. Did he go to Clemson?
No, he put that because that's my favorite team.
Did he go to Cal?
He went to Oregon State.
Oregon State. Hey, listen, when you put OSU, I need you to specify the Oregon.
All right, last
OSU
one.
OSU means one thing around these parts.
All right, last one. I'm gonna go deep in my bag with this one.
Okay.
Where did this could be either an easy one, or it could be a hard one. Where did Jordy Nelson go to school?
Jordy Nelson. So I know the answer. I'll wait a second.
You know the answer?
I'm pretty sure he went to Kansas State, right?
Okay, that was a tough one. Kansas State for Jordy is kind of crazy. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't think you knew that one. That's a good one. Let's see if anybody else knows it. Obviously, there are a couple seconds delay.
See now, yeah. Oh, okay. Hopefully, that's why I said I could wait. But
DJ said too deep in the bag for me.
Mm.
Michael said Kansas State.
Yeah, because I already said it. You typed it after I said it. Michael, come on. You typed it after I said it.
He said Jack's in his bag right now.
Come on, you see me. You see me.
All right. We're gonna do one more. We're gonna do one more. Do one more.
All right.
Last one. Obviously, we're gonna go a little bit farther back here. We're gonna go. Okay. We're gonna go here. Let's see, y'all. Let's find a good one. Let's see. Where did? Who do I want to use here? He said Jackson his bag, but I'm Siri. That's crazy.
Well, you can see what I'm doing.
All right, where did? Now, if you get this, I'll give you your flowers. If you get this one,
okay.
Let me make sure. Where did wide receiver Roddy White go to college? It is a small school.
It's like ASU, isn't it? Alabama State or something like that.
No,
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
that's not right. You know it's crazy.
John, you been drinking?
Okay, Bama. He knew something.
Oh,
Okay,
UAB,
look at
yeah.
him. Okay,
Yeah.
hold on. He said UAB. I don't know how he knew that.
Did you see I said Alabama State? I had Alabama.
Yeah, so when you said it, that's why I smirked, because I was like, that's actually really close.
Yeah, I
But the
knew at
fact
some
that
point
Bama knew that's
Alabama.
kind of crazy.
Yeah.
The laughing emoji. That's kind of crazy. But that is gonna do it for this week's live show.
Yeah.
So we're not gonna do a live show this next Friday, just because we already kind of previewed week 0. So we are gonna, that is crazy. We are gonna do a live show on Sunday, recapping the two, I guess, head games, USC and Notre Dame game. So same time again, 5 p.m. Eastern. Thank you guys so much. Yeah, thank you guys so much. DJ said, great show, guys. We appreciate you for stopping by again.
Thank you, DJ. Truly.
Still gonna, like Tom said, hit the like button for us. Share to your friends and family. I think we're at 910 or 911 subscribers. We've been stuck for the last week or so, kind of hit a plateau, but we're still grinding, still going to push out this content every day for you guys. I'm going to give away that jersey at 1,000 subscribers. The live shows are going to keep getting better, obviously. I'm heading into the real week 1. It's going to be really fun. We're going to be able to kind of break down every game, react to the college football playoff rankings, the AP polls. John says, good show is fun. Can't wait for the Notre Dame win recap. Michael says Navy has rusty ships. Yo, you are crazy.
I'm glad Michael had that one.
Bill said the AP is Power 5 bias. Bill, you just popped up on us. We were live the last hour, man. You missed out unless you're already here. John said to start a Discord that'll start a community. I'll actually do that. I'll probably start a Discord tonight. I'll make a post on the channel. My dad's a little too old to know what Discord is, but we'll get the community rocking in there. So that'll be cool. Guinea Pig says, great show. Let's get to 1K. Bama finished second in the West. Another hot take from Tom.
I agree. That's not even hot. I agree with you, Tom.
But that's gonna be it, guys. We will see you guys tomorrow. And also make sure you guys stick around with us for next week's live show. We're gonna recap the games. Where are you posting the link? If you're talking about the Discord,
I didn't know you was doing my arm getting tired. I thought we was going off.
My fault. Jerry said, people are they're swarming in still. Jerry said, great show. And go Vols. John said, where you posting the link for the Discord? I'll make a post on our channel. I'll just make like a community post on our YouTube channel. I'll also probably post it in this comment section of this live when it goes live. So you guys can see it there. So just keep an eye on it.
That is, so.
And I'll also announce it all week. When we do the other episodes, I'll announce the Discord and link it every time. So you guys can invite people to that and stuff. So that'll be fun. But we will see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.
Peace.